Hi, everyone, and welcome to this series of interviews with the team at Work for Impact. I'm Beatrice, head of social media at Work for Impact, and I will be your host today. If you don't know us, Work for Impact is a big corporation and a platform where purposeful freelancers meet purposeful organizations. They want to grow together and do great things in the world. In the series of interviews, we are meeting with for-purpose organizations that will share their story with us. And possibly this conversation can help many to be inspired in their journey of making an impact. Today with us, we have Robert Hayward, founder of GoodFX. And in a few seconds, he will share the story of GoodFX with us and let him... Okay, I'll let him join the conversation. Hello, Robert. How are you?
Hi, Beatrice. Very well, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, really good. Thanks. So happy to have you here. So, as I said, you are a for-purpose organization, and in fact, you are a B Corp too. We are fellow B Corps, right?
Yeah.
Yes. But we'd like to understand what is GoodFX. And what is the story behind the GoodFX first?
In a sentence, you'd call GoodFX the TransferWise of purposeful business. We're international payment specialists, but we use those commissions to fund charities of our clients' choice and also create jobs for refugees and underrepresented individuals. So if I give you a bit of background as to how and why that started, I worked in finance for 10 years, even was an ESG investor 12 years ago when it wasn't cool. But I left that world in 2018 and went out to Africa to work for sustainable businesses and train as a community organizer in East London, where I live, and help out charities. And, that was great. 2019 was fantastic adventures. And then March 2020 lockdown. And there were no planes in the sky. Charities were struggling to fundraise. I think 50% of UK charities said they were going to cease to exist during lockdown. But money kept flowing around the world. And I said, why don't we capture that flow of money and repurpose it for good? So that was the genesis of the idea. Because it's £200 billion worth of commissions generated each year by the international payments industry. Why can't we lean in and grab some of that and do good things with it? So that's how it's all started.
When you first told me the story about GoodFX, I was so impressed because you found a crack in the system, basically. So, and your intuition was to actually reuse something that otherwise was going wasted in a purposeful manner. So, and I think that this is really groundbreaking, and I love what you guys are doing. But actually, how are you helping organizations? What problem are you solving to them?
Sure. Well, the main problem really for organizations who are trying to give more to charity or do more good things is they always have to put their shareholders first. It's called the primacy of shareholder return. Or we can't give more to charity because we have to look after our dividend, or we can't invest because we have to worry about our financial metrics. And this is taking a business cost and just repurposing it for good. So you kind of sneak around the back of that argument and say, hey, you can still give to your shareholders. And actually, we tend to reduce the costs of international payments as well. So there's a benefit. And that's another side of our work, actually, is we work with international charities who they spend so much money on international payments and have to pay huge fees, and say, look, there's loads of financial technology out there that can help you. And we want more money staying within purposeful businesses and within the charity ecosphere. So charities can donate back to themselves with our platform. When we say we give a third of what we receive to a charity of our client's choice, the charity can nominate themselves, and then less donor money gets lost from the system.
Yeah. And I think that the point that you're touching is very important also because companies, most of the times, they struggle also with their CSR, corporate social responsibility policies. So they want to be more impactful, but sometimes, as you said, they have to listen to shareholders, or they are taken and in many direction, and they have to follow many rules, and so sometimes impact gets at the end of the list.
Yeah,
so
especially at the moment, right? It's tough times for a lot of companies, and everybody was talking about making a difference last year, and this year it's cost cutting. So we all have to be attuned to that and think carefully about how we can stay with companies who aren't necessarily intrinsically impactful and work with them as well.
Yes, when the destiny of the companies themselves are at stake, I think. Yeah. It's because of energy and because of many problems that are at the moment are hitting really hard, and like a recession and many other things, that when things get serious, like the wish list or the bucket list for a company is completely shifted. But then you are actually helping companies without also realizing that they're doing something meaningful to do that, because as we said, like something that otherwise was going wasted is going to be reinvested, and actually this is going to fund something good. So, and my next question is, like, what is the type of advice that you will give yourself 2 years ago? I mean, to the Robert of 2 years ago, what is the best advice as a founder that you would give yourself?
I think I would find mentors more quickly. Everybody, as a founder with an idea, you think you're reinventing the wheel, and it's the most special thing anybody's ever done because it's yours. And actually, a lot of our businesses have kind of been done almost the same, just slightly differently in other shapes and sizes. So seek out those people who have already trodden your path, and maybe sort of evaluate your business more objectively and say, okay, I think my business is a unicorn, and it's the specialist business in the world. But actually, this person's built something very similar, and maybe they could help me with advice, and be very humble with that and say, I need advice. And especially if you're driven by passion into your business model, you're driven into something new, maybe where your career hasn't taken you to date. I wasn't an entrepreneur. I was in big institutions, and everything sort of ran like clockwork, and that's not actually how startups work at all. So that would be my advice, I think.
Yeah, this is it's a great advice. And also we have seen this also with previous conversations that we had with other founders of an organization that basically also helps organizations, impactful organizations, meet each other and like let them help each other. Because as you said, we think that we are reinventing the wheel, but actually someone has done something maybe similar, not in this with the same concept maybe, but with the same logic, or maybe with the same or maybe it's just the method and the approach that can help in thriving and in moving ahead and doing steps.
No, and that's also the great thing about this community of purposeful businesses or responsible investing. It's a great community to be part of, and if you shut yourself away from that, you're missing one of the best parts of it, because everybody's acting really from the same sort of motivation, just to make the world a slightly better place. There's an experimental edge to a lot of it as well. A lot of us are just giving it a go and just saying, look, I think I can make the world a bit better by doing it this way, not the old way. And it's scary, so you just got to be brave and go out there, but enjoy it and enjoy the community. So
Yeah, that's true. I mean, fear, I think it's a legit type of feeling. And sometimes we blame too much like fear, but then I think it's a good feeling to have. And also we can realize that we are not alone, and we can also not be that alone because there's, as you said, like there's a great amount of people that are working in this sector and that can help you out. And this leads me to the next question, actually, because you brought to life GoodFX not alone, I guess. I mean, you're the founder, you had the idea and the founding principle of GoodFX, but then who helped you along the way, aside from mentors, like in a more practical sense, let's say?
Yeah. We actively use our business model to engage with other social enterprises and B Corps. We want to create more jobs and training for refugees and underrepresented individuals. So, and there's an amazing community of people going in and doing very difficult work on the ground with refugees. Concat, they developed our website. They bring Syrian refugees into web development roles from Lebanon. Step Up One run our social media. They're based in a Kenyan UN camp. That's an amazing work these guys are doing, reskilling refugees and bring them into long-term job opportunities. And it's really cool to be able to go to them intentionally and say, we can recreate a traditional banking model, but just piecing together these B Corps and social enterprises. Boulder do outsourced sales. They do ethical sales management. Why wouldn't we use these? Everybody's aligned. We've all signed up to the same principles. So that's really the joy of working with other social enterprises as well.
That's beautiful. Yes, and I think that also the last few years, there's not just bad things that happened actually in the last 2 years, but hopefully what we are seeing is that it has opened up a lot of possibilities. The online has opened up a lot of possibilities and for collaboration all over the world. And this is the same we do at Work for Impact. So we have tons of freelancers from many different countries and from many different continents, from Africa, Asia, and Philippines, and Brazil, and US, UK, everywhere. But they're willing also to making an impact or to help impactful organizations, because the thing is that we are coming to a realization that there's more that we can do than just a job and then just work. So for these people for people that have been working or living in a very difficult situation, as you mentioned, Syria, Afghanistan, or any other, or that has been hit by war or any other very difficult situation, for them it's an incredible opportunity. So, but not only. So I think that this is a very hopeful message that we can get right now, but also for the future. So yeah, let's hope that more impactful organization will generate more opportunities for many people that are in need at the moment.
Yeah. It's going to be a tough winter for a lot of people, I think. So. Yes,
I guess so. So we hold on tight and we try to cope with what is going to happen. But then we continue to work for good, and for good opportunities for everyone. So yeah, we're just getting to the end of this interview. But I would like to remind who is listening to us how they can reach GoodFX and how they can get in touch with you. If you want, you can share all the contacts and information from GoodFX.
Yeah, sure. The website is www.goodfx.co.uk, and my email's robert@goodfx.co.uk. So please get in touch if anybody wants to hear more.
Awesome. They can find you also on LinkedIn, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. So yes. So if everyone is interested in getting in having more information about GoodFX, please feel free to reach out. Robert has shared all his contacts. So and Robert, thank you so much for this introduction of GoodFX. And we at Work for Impact altogether, we're wishing you all the best for the next months. And I know that there is lots to do, and possibly also the freelancers at Work for Impact will be super happy to help you out in this journey. And for the moment, we will me and I think also Robert will thank you for your attention, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.